It's another Tuesday. It's another edition of Heritage in Focus live here on Truth TV. Today we are coming live from the basement of the Fair Learning Commons of Heritage Christian University College, and that is the Learning Center for Students of Heritage. That is where today we are transmitting from this afternoon. Today we are talking about a very sensitive topic, a topic that seems to be on a very bit of a silent motion when it comes to the environment of the tertiary level. And today we are going to have a clinical psychologist with us here to talk to us about mental health. And so, as we always do, just tell a friend to tell another friend that Heritage in Focus is back on your screens this afternoon, and we are talking about mental health. Heritage Christian University College is our proud sponsor, as always. And if you're looking out for the very best of private universities to attend, then it is Heritage Christian University College, located in Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. We offer Bachelor of Business Administration programs and then also Bachelor of Science programs, including nursing, information technology, and also information security. And then we also have psychology as well here at Heritage Christian University College for you. You can contact Heritage on 020-229-8399, 020-229-8399, or also on 055-102-6164, 055-102-6164, and then we will respond to you as well. So regarding this topic, we decided to take some look and some thought from the perspectives of students of Heritage Christian University College to hear them and what they think about mental health, and then also what are some of the things they know or they've heard about them. We'll hear from the students right after this quick break. My name is Dennis Abbey. Stay tuned.
My name is William Satulik, Vice President and Provost of Heritage Christian College. I bring all of you greetings from Heritage and invite you to join us for an experience that is life transforming. We educate compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. We invite you to pick application forms and join us. We offer a variety of programs in business, information technology, nursing, theology and ministry, both at the graduate and undergraduate level. Here at Heritage, we stand and walk with you. We invite you to join us for a life-transforming experience. Welcome to Heritage.
Join us now. Emenu ni beka ye ho sese ya.
Discover boundless horizons at Heritage Christian College.
Welcome back from that break. And so, like I stated before the break, we are taking some thoughts from students of Heritage Christian University College on what exactly they know about mental health.
Good afternoon. Your name and your course on campus and your level.
Victoria J. I'm offering nursing and I'm level 100.
Okay, so my name is Francis Menu, level 200 IT student.
So my name is Abu Akram. I'm in level 100 and I'm studying information security.
My name is Princess Natasha. I'm a level 200 student and a nursing student as well.
My name is Michael Opong. I'm in the Research and Grant Center.
What's your take on mental health?
Okay, so mental health is a vital aspect of our overall well-being. So it encompasses our emotional, psychological, and social function.
I really don't have a clear take on it because I believe mental health depends on you, the person, as well. So it depends on your emotion. If you're able to control your emotion, I think you can control your mental health.
Okay, well, my take is mental health is the state of people's emotional well-being, like being it physical, mental, and how people relate with others.
Okay, sir, please, we want to ask you just these simple questions about students. How do you think the students are taking their mental health here on campus?
I think pretty much Heritage provides, the avenues for them to, talk about issues like that. So I think they are taking it seriously. I mean, from what I know.
So how does mental health associate with you as a student?
Okay, so for a student, it's always stress. It's just stress. So like assignments, deadlines, and things. So as a student, the only mental health trauma I think you should be taking on is stress. So.
Okay, so as a student, you have stress, sleep disorders, academic pressure and all that. So it really affects us as students.
Having my degree course, sometimes you have a lot to do. So basically, sometimes you kind of feel that your body can't hold up. So you tend to feel down and all of that. But in everything, we still move forward because of where we want to get to.
How is stress affecting you as a nursing student?
A lot, because there are some courses that are really difficult that you have to psych and then put some fun things away. You have to put away your personal life. For me, I love to sleep. Like, I'm a sleepyhead, but due to the stress of learning and all that, I don't get that much sleep as usual. And then it gives me headaches and migraines, and I actually feel ill through that.
Have you ever encountered any students here on campus who in any way suffering from any mental health issues here?
Not that I know of. I don't know of anybody like that. Yeah, I think the sanity of our students is top notch. I mean, everybody's sane.
So you've been affected in one or two ways of this?
Yeah, one or two ways.
And how have you solved this in a way?
Oh, the school provides a very serene environment, which we are actually a community. So you feel loved and you don't really feel the weight on your shoulders too much. Get it? And we also have a psychological office where you can go for assistance and seek counseling.
Music. I listen to a lot of music. I'm into classical music, not like classical hip hop, reggae, not rap that much, but just music, yeah.
That's what helps you to ease stress here on campus.
Oh yeah, and I have friends too, so we have some fun times, even if it's an hour, 30 minutes, but we make use of it.
After like a day's work, assignments and those things, you have to find something to release your stress. Mostly I do gaming, so that releases my stress.
Well, I just do the daily tasks that are ahead of me. Sometimes I just meditate, just think of what to do. I reflect on my plans for the day. Then it restarts all over again. That's all.
And do you think Heritage should improve the way they solve mental health here on campus?
Yes, they should. They should find some pleasurable things that we students should come together and then form to like relieve some stress. Probably like some picnics or movie nights or games, something to just put us out of the edge of studying because it's a lot. It's a lot to comprehend.
Of course, there are systems in place, so I would want them to, improve upon the system. So the academic advisors, there is a counseling section, a session, there is a student support and alumni success. So all this avenue should be deepened. They should just enforce it, and I think it will help our students.
So back to our discussion here this afternoon on mental health and also its importance to students at the university level. We have with us today Mr. Eric Howosu Kumi. He's a clinical psychologist at the Trust Hospital and then also here at Heritage Christian University College. He's going to enlighten us on the importance of mental health and its well-being for university students. Mr. Howosu, good afternoon. Welcome to Heritage in Focus.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on the show.
Good to have you on the show. You are a very busy man, we know. So we are very privileged to have you on the show this afternoon. But when we talk about mental health, what exactly it is that we are referring to?
Mental health is all about the well-being of the human being. So it's about your physical, your emotional, and then your mental, or the psychological aspects of your health. It is all about you being able to function, being able to process information, being able to work the task that has been given to you. If you're a student, you being able to study peacefully, being able to accomplish all the task assignment that have been given to you. And if you're a married man or a woman, being able to function as a married man or a married woman. So it depends on the category of person you are. So an adult functioning, a child functioning the way we expect him to function. Interestingly, mental health is connected to our culture. And so, for instance, here in Ghana, it's a deviation for anybody to be gay. You get the picture because the society frowns upon it. I remember so many years ago, homosexuality was a mental health disorder. Yes, but
so
as culture,
if you are in there, something is wrong.
Yes,
with
that is about 10 years ago. But then research has shown that people who are gay or homosexuals don't have the characteristics of people with mental disorder. And so it has been taken off the books. But when you come back to Ghana, we don't accept it as a society currently. And so it becomes a challenge or a mental difficulty for people practicing that.
All right. Let's take in the context of students, tertiary students or university students in an environment like that of Heritage. How important is it for students to be able to observe that they are really doing well in terms of the mental aspect of their lives while they stay on campus? Because from the video we watched while the students were expressing their views, you see some of them are sometimes stressed because of project work, assignments, and a whole lot of stress. How do they ensure that?
So before I answer this question, let's talk about the fact that we focus so much on the physical health. And the physical health is an aspect of the mental health. So there's no health without mental health, because your mental health sits at the center of your control and directs every activity. But we are quick to go for physical examination or physical checkup. So I'm going for a checkup physically. And so when you go, they draw your blood and check you, and then they tell you are fine. But nobody is gone in to have a mental checkup, which is a bother to most of us in this profession, because if you can check from your neck down, and then you need to check your head, where that's where the driver sits to drive the vehicle, then we have a problem. And it is not just among students, it is among the general population. Because we don't take mental health seriously until we are in difficulty before we try to do something about it. Now, when it comes to students, students form a group that has some control from their parents and then control from the lecturers or teachers as well. And so they are not so independent to make decisions for themselves. But because they are coming from a population that does not take mental health seriously, they will definitely learn this behavior and practice it. And so there are students who are not able to sleep. They know they are having difficulty, but they wouldn't go for any checkup. And in any case, when people go to the hospital, they will go and say, I can't sleep. And they are giving tablets to help them to sleep. But what is making them not sleep is a mental health challenge. So for some people, they have relationship difficulties, not the romantic type, even though it's part of it. Some have challenges with their parents, their friends, their lecturers, and other people in their life, which boils down to the relationship challenges. For some too, they have difficulty studying, and it's affecting their mental health. Some have difficulty understanding what they are being taught. Some have difficulty completing their assignments. Others have difficulties, especially the final years in the bachelor degree. They have difficulties completing or undertaking the research project they are supposed to do. And they don't work on that challenge. All they want is that the work should be completed against the odds of what is preventing them from completing this task. So it's a big challenge for students.
Having mentioned all of these areas where we don't usually focus on, do you think when it comes to students, is it about ignorance that we don't really know that there's something really wrong with our minds? Why we always focus on the physical aspects of, for instance, getting our project work done? By all means, it should be done. But what exactly it is that is worrying ahead? Do you think it's a matter of we not having so much information about mental health that is sometimes contributes to this factor?
Yes, that could be one. One could be ignorance. Because this morning, for instance, I was on a radio station talking about mental health. Because we are in the mental health awareness week month. And they wrote a script for me and they were asking for the causes of mental health. And I said, you can't have causes for mental health because mental health is different from mental illness. People confuse the two. Mental health is a healthy thing, and then the illness is a disorder. And so some people don't have knowledge. That is true. And others too, they have some knowledge, but they have misconceptions. So there's a lot of stigma connected to mental health or mental illness. There's the belief that if you have mental illness, you are mad. In quotes. But madness is the severest form of mental illness. Because if you cannot even have friends and function among your friends, you have a mental challenge. Okay. If you are not able to even communicate with people, so anytime you communicate with people, there's misunderstanding. It can be a mental health challenge. If you're not able to complete your tasks, it's possible you have mental health challenge, which are what we call psychological distresses. But because of the term madness, we don't want to talk about mental health at all. Then also there's the belief that, or the misconception that if you have a mental health issue, it is not treatable. It is for life. It's not true, because mental health is just as any health condition, like malaria, that you can be on medication and get treated. There are a lot of medication that is used to treat severe mental health. The minor ones, you can do psychotherapy. Even sometimes you just need somebody you can trust to talk to, which we call a talk therapy. You just talk about what you are going through and you feel good. Okay. So it is treatable. And that's why some people don't want to talk about it, don't want to be hear about it. And the worst aspect is when people are going through these challenges, and then somebody who understands what mental health is advises them to go and see a psychologist. They don't want to go there at all because they assume they are mad. So I keep telling them, if you are mad, you can't go and see a psychologist because he can't help you. You get it. So these are some of the challenges that students have. And I think I've experienced a couple of them since I started working with you people here. So I believe that this education or campaign for awareness will go down there and help them to reorient or rethink about mental health.
All right. So our psychologist is telling us if something is wrong, I mean mentally, if something is not going down well, it doesn't mean you are mad. Eh? Those of us who are so much afraid of going to see a psychologist, it doesn't mean you are going crazy as we usually say. But Mr. Kumi, let's look at this. Being ignorant, not having so much information about mental health and all of those, therefore affecting us in all of these areas. Do you think, as a country or as people in the field of the health sector, I mean, maybe it's not much effort is being put in terms of giving the awareness to students and everyone in society about what exactly it is that must be done?
I think currently there is a lot of information, there's a lot of awareness creation currently, because I get a lot of invitations to come and speak, and they keep telling you this is the challenge we are going through, and it's a sign that people have come to accept that it is one of the challenges that the society is facing.
Okay.
Now the problem actually is when the messages are sent, okay, do we have the resources? Do we have the manpower to help these people?
Okay.
So, for instance, how many institutions have mental health practitioners support them when they have this challenge? How many of our rural folks? And so it is only those of us in the cities that are privileged to have these professionals to support them manage their mental health issues. So it is more about we engaging professionals to help. Okay. We are doing the advocacy. We are talking about it, but do we have the people working with the people?
Okay.
Just as we have a lot of the other health professionals out there engaging people to manage their physical health. That's where I think the challenge is.
Okay.
Now, about 10, 20 years ago, let me even say 30 years ago, we had a social structure that supported us when we are going through difficulties, challenges. So if you lost a loved one, I remember the whole family will come and live with you for weeks to be with you, support you, help you to do the things that you are not able to do because you have this challenge. Now, it doesn't happen that way.
Okay.
When these people come, they spend just a week or 3 days, they are gone because everybody is thinking about their own businesses. And that is why we now need professionals to fill in that gap so that they can support us to go through this difficulty. So until that is done, then the current structure we have in terms of society will become challenged because it can't provide that function that it used to provide again.
Okay. And talking about students and university students specifically, there are some students that you meet and you interact with, and some of them are always withdrawing. They don't even want to respond to your hellos and highs, and sometimes it make you feel maybe just maybe this person doesn't like associating himself or herself with people, and so we tend to many a time say it's a personality issue. That's mental health has anything to do with personality.
So normally, so there are personality disorders that are not mental health disorders.
Okay.
However, your personality can affect the way you relate with people, and so can actually affect your mental health, even though you having a personality disorder is not a mental health disorder. So, for instance, when we take somebody who is maybe let's use the temperament. So, maybe somebody who is a melancholic. A melancholic tend to withdraw. They are anxious. They have depressed mood. They prefer to be alone. And they get hurt so easily. And so, say a person would have advised himself long time that as I'm coming here, I'm not going to make friends.
Definitely.
And so, if this person is going through difficulty, he's not able to understand the cause, the chance that he will keep to himself and walk down the failure lane is very high compared to someone who's a sanguine. Sanguines are lovers of people. They want to be among people. Wherever there are parties, they have to be there. In fact, when a place is quiet and they land, the place becomes cheerful and entertaining. And so such people, the moment they begin to have challenges, you can spot it easily. and so you can go to their help compared to the melancholic.
All right, we are speaking to Mr. Eric Owasukubi, who is a clinical psychologist at the Trust Hospital and also here at Heritage Christian University College. And we are talking about mental health, and it's important to university students this afternoon on the show. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll be talking more about mental health and we'll be looking at some of the common stresses and among other discussions later on. Stay tuned.
Are you interested in building yourself in the media sector? Do you want to be a journalist, a videographer, a photographer, or any media personnel? Then Heritage Media Center is the right place to be. Ashon Michaelina is my name, a student of the Heritage Media Center. Heritage Media Center is just not centered on theory, but mostly about practicals. I am a student studying both journalism and multimedia. Someone would ask, can I study both journalism and multimedia? Yes, you can, and it also comes with a discount. Studying at Heritage Media Center gives you the opportunity to have access to all learning materials. Here at Heritage Media Center, we have the best lectures. Their main aim is to make sure we get the best of understanding. Come to Heritage Media Center and have that quality education.
You are welcome to Heritage Christian University College, where we provide endless opportunities for people who want to pursue graduate studies. We offer an MSc in Accounting and Finance, an MSc in Accounting and Taxation, and an MSc in Human Resource Management. These are run over a one-year period in a modular arrangement. You have the benefit to study under the fifth of credential faculty who are consultants in their relevant fields. And then also the opportunity to blend your graduate studies with professional certification, where you gain exemptions in the professional programs and to shorten the time you spend doing your professionals, as well as a congenial environment that provides a welcoming ambience for you to study for your program. Please go to our website hcuc.edu.gh and pick up forms to enroll. Welcome to Heritage Christian University College.
Are you interested in building yourself in the media sector? Do you want to be a journalist, a videographer, a photographer, or any media personnel? Then Heritage Media Center is the right place to be. Ashon Michaelina is my name, a student of the Heritage Media Center. Heritage Media Center is just not centered on theory, but mostly about practicals. I am a student studying both journalism and multimedia. Someone would ask, can I study both journalism and multimedia? Yes, you can, and it also comes with a discount. Studying at Heritage Media Center gives you the opportunity to have access to all learning materials. Here at Heritage Media Center, we have the best lectures. Their main aim is to make sure we get the best of understanding. Come to Heritage Media Center and have that quality education.
Welcome back from that quick break. We are still having a discussion on mental health, and it's important to students at the university level. We are speaking to Mr. Eric Owasukumi, who is a clinical psychologist at the Trust Hospital and also here at Heritage Christian University College. Mr. Kumi, let's look at some of the common stresses when we talk about stresses. What exactly it is that we are even referring to, and what are some of the common ones that we usually associate ourselves to?
So thank you very much, Dennis.
Mm.
So we'll look at stresses in two broad categories.
Okay.
The first one is the acute stresses.
Okay.
They are so heavy on us. Okay, they are very damaging, but they are short-lived.
Okay.
And a typical example is the death of a loved one.
Okay.
Okay, or you failing an examination,
Right.
an exam paper. So they happen at once, and then they hit us so hard. Then there are also the chronic stresses.
Okay.
They are very subtle, and they are gradual. They start slowly,
Okay.
and they are long lasting. A typical example is struggling with academic work. So you see, it's not just at once. It's you've been struggling, and you know you don't understand what is being taught, and it is happening almost all the time. Or you have a difficult relationship. You are in it, if not left. So you don't like the guy. You like the guy, but he's not making you happy. Or you like the lady, it doesn't make you happy. It's always hurting you. And so if you're going to be here for 4 years, it's going to hurt you for 4 years. So that's a chronic stress. Because it's not going to beat you up. Okay, but he doesn't do things that makes you feel happy.
Okay.
Or you are not getting the grades you want.
Okay.
So you are not failing, but you're not getting a grade that's going to make you
Happy.
be happy. So it's a continuous process.
Okay.
And these are chronic, and they are more deadly than the acute ones. Because with the acute one, they happen once a while in our life. How many times will you lose a loved one? Sometimes twice before you yourself you go. Okay. But when it comes to the academic, it's going to happen continuously for the 4 years. And if you come to relationship, you're going to have relationship till you die. And so it will keep happening in that order. Or bad economic time or economic hardship.
Just like we are here now.
Exactly. Or financial difficulties. So your parents are not able to meet your financial needs. And it's going to, so if yours is like that, you let me say your parents are poor, it's going to be for a very long time. So every day you are worried about your parents' ability to support you financially. Okay. It's different from maybe your father losing his job. It will be heavy because he was supporting you, then all of a sudden, bang. So that is acute stress. You cry, and then of course you have to readjust your life. But where you know that there's poverty and you can't even get a feeding grant, so what they give you can last for just 3 days, and so you just have to perform some magic. Of course, you are thinking about how to ask people for support, and people are not going to give you support every time you need it. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you not get it. So in the student's life, financial crisis is a stressor. For some to relationship problems, for some to academic difficulties, for some to their difficulty coping with student life, because student life comes with a lot of stress. So there's assignment here, there's a seminar here, there's a workshop here, you have to go to this lecture. Sometimes a lecturer is not able to explain things the way you want to get it, and you can't even ask because you are feeling shy. So these are some of the challenges that students go through on daily basis. And so if each of them is knocks you down by 10%, and you have 5 of them, you can imagine what a student of that nature will be going through. It means that he's not going to benefit from being a student at the long run.
Okay. Having been with Heritage for a while as a clinical psychologist, have you had any encounter with some students who have expressed their worries when it comes to financial matters or any form of whether acute or the chronic stresses?
Oh yes. So there have been students who have experienced what we call broken hearts. Okay, that's an acute stress because we are just there, we are happily
all of a sudden
enjoying our life as romantic partners, which is good because you have to learn how to do it to be able to do it when you get married finally. And then all of a sudden the gentleman or the lady tells you, I don't love you again. What does it mean? So it hits people so heavily. Then also there have been some who have lost their parents in the process of being students under acute stress. Then there are those who have also, because they've not prepared adequately, they failed some papers. Acute. Then of course there are those who have the everyday challenge of finding it difficult to learn. So they tell you, I've been learning, but I don't understand and I don't get what is being taught. And if I tell my friends to help me, they tell me they are busy, and so they feel they are not getting the support of their friends the way they want it. And then of course there are those who have been misled into other kind of life that they didn't prepare for. Okay. So for instance, there are students who, I'm talking generally because of confidentiality.
Yeah.
So there are students across the country who have been introduced to prostitution, for instance, which is very common in our campuses these days. There are those who have been introduced to betting that they were not ready, and it's affecting their financial capacity.
Okay.
Then there are those who have been introduced to occultism, actually, in some schools.
Okay.
And they didn't know it was occultism until they have to go into a meeting, and then they found all kind of activities going on that they weren't happy. Then there are those who have been introduced to the use of drugs, illicit drugs, marijuana, tramadol, and even some using heroin. Okay, so for instance, you can imagine that you have to spend the mega money that your parents give to you to buy some of these drugs that are quite expensive.
Wow.
And now you are hungry. You have to beg for food from your friends. So yeah, students are going through a lot. And I think it's time that we come out openly and discuss this with a professional, because you can get treated or you can get well and then move on with your life once again.
All right. So if you're watching this afternoon, get interactive with us on our Facebook at True TV Ghana. And then also you can send in your thoughts to the WhatsApp or SMS number 0246 428860 0246 428860. So we can always be able to reach out to you via questions and comments, so we know and we'll hear from you. You can also share your experiences as well. Mr. Kumi, in a video that we watched from the students, we heard one of them talking about sleep. She really loves to sleep, but then because of assignments in schools and some kind of things that they have to do, they're unable to sleep to their satisfaction. Sleep, I would say maybe it's if you keep on not sleeping as much as you have to, when we put it, chronic or acute?
Yeah, so it's chronic, because it's a continuous thing. So the chronic is an every day. Every day doesn't mean like every single day, but you know that it's going to happen. Okay.
How does that
at regular times? And you see, sleep is very important to our mental health, because when you are asleep, the brain organizes all your experiences for the day. And so if you don't get the required amount of sleep, your brain gets shortchanged in the processing of this information.
Interesting.
So for instance, whilst we are asleep, the brain reduces its function, because it only has to support essential function like breathing, blood circulating, and the absorption of nutrients and other things in the body. But me talking with you and then walking and then reading, all those functions are ceased. Now, whilst we are asleep, the brain has to collect all the experience. So the experiences that are connected to friendship, meeting new people, will be organized and saved in the appropriate cortex or drawer or file or folder. So if you are not getting enough sleep, if you have a lot of information to be processed, then what it means is that your brain will not be able to process all of them. Some will be left. And if they're not processed, you don't have memory. You won't be able to remember them the way they're supposed to. Secondly, if you don't sleep, you'll be getting to what we call sleep deprivation. If you're deprived of sleep to a certain level, you begin to have hallucinations. Yes, because you just meet somebody and then you say things that are not connected to the conversation that is put. And then if it continues for a very long time, you will have difficulties surviving life.
Interesting thought from there. So please, yes, we all want to make the A's, we want to make the first class and the second class up and go back. If you don't sleep, the first class won't come. That's what our psychologist is saying, and it's proven. I mean, so let's ensure that we sleep, okay, so we can all make the good grades that we want. But let's look at some supporting systems that can be in place. Let's start off specifically with heritage. What are the systems that have been put in place to help in ensuring that our students are actually being able to go through good measures to help them mentally?
So the first that has happened is that you have a professional who will come, is available, you can walk in at any time and then consult him.
Okay.
And so that you can get the help that you need. Apart from that, as time goes on, we are going to rule out some activities that so yeah, we support groups.
Okay.
So for instance, because I won't be here all the time. So once I'm gone, we should be able to have some peer counselors that will work. We'll train some peer counselors that you can be too old for you to engage me.
Yeah.
There will be some peer counselors around who you can engage. We'll train them on confidentiality. That's whatever is discussed.
Yeah.
So that if I can't support particular we always talk about the issues and study how talking about issues as so the happen that will for everybody. So walk in and come is not, don't wait until you're not feeling well. Come and experience a psychologist. And I believe that seeing the psychologist, your life will never be the same. Your life will change. Because those who have experienced psychologists have a different mentality. They behave differently. They understand what it means that your mind is working. And I think it's a wonderful experience, and every student should make it a point to experience me before the words of the university.
One thing that I've heard people say, or some students talk about, is the fact that if I have to go and see a psychologist, yes, you've just spoken about confidentiality, which is very key in the profession, but some people still sometimes have some doubt and say, so in Ipa, maybe it's missing.
Yes, so it's true that the psychologist is a human being, but our training makes sense to keep things because that's what makes us become valuable. Because without that, nobody can. You can't work, and so they should come trusting that whatever we discuss stays in the room. Sometimes when I meet you, I'm not even going to ask you about it because we only talk when we are engaged in the consulting room or that space that we call a therapy room. So outside the consulting room, when you even talk to me about your condition, I may not even mind you because we're not supposed to talk about that outside. Okay, so they should feel free and come because we will hold their secret. The only thing that I can't keep as a secret is if you want to kill yourself or you want to kill someone. That's why it can't be a secret anymore because I'm protecting you. I want you to be healthy and live long. So I can't allow you to also kill somebody. That's the only reason I will talk about what you are talking to me about. That you want to go and kill somebody. That person has to hear about it so that we can preserve life. Thank you.
All right. So we are still in discussion with Mr. Eric Owosukumi, talking to us about mental health and its importance to university students and everyone involved who is watching us this afternoon on the show. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, Mr. Kumi will be wrapping up with us on the show, and he will tell us what key roles can the university environment actually play, and then also as parents who are watching or guardians who are watching us from home, what are the key roles that all of us can play in helping that our children, our wards are able to have a very good mental health, therefore also helping their academics. We'll be back after this break.
My name is William Sacholi, Vice President and Provost of Heritage Christian College. I bring all of you greetings from Heritage and invite you to join us for an experience that is life transforming. We educate compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. We invite you to pick application forms and join us. We offer a variety of programs in business, information technology, nursing, theology and ministry, both at the graduate and undergraduate level. Here at Heritage, we stand and walk with you. We invite you to join us for a life-transforming experience. Welcome to Heritage.
Join us now.
Emmanuel, bɛka yɛn ho sisi ya.
So we are wrapping up on the show very shortly. But before we do that, we are taking thoughts from Mr. Kumi on the roles that parents can play in helping their children and wards also have very good mental health, as well as the roles of various universities, campuses to be able to help us in dealing with this situation. Mr. Kumi, our parents are home watching us, wards, guardians. What is it that we can all do collectively to help in ensuring that our children who are in schools and even at home have very good mental health?
Thank you very much, Dennis. Parents are doing one wonderful job. Okay, bringing the kids up or bringing us up from our childhood to where we are now. But we should remember that the home, and for that matter, parents are they are agents of change. And so for our children, for our students to have a good mental health, they play a key role.
Okay.
And we should encourage our children to form associations, positive ones, profitable associations. It's very common to find parents telling their children, don't go and make friends. As you are going, don't go and make friends, don't go and make friends. So you want these students to be alone. And God didn't create anybody to be alone. The Bible even said that when he created Adam, he said, it is not good for him to be alone. You will give him a partner. Okay. So the human being needs partner. And so we should encourage our children to make friends, but positive friends. Okay. And they should guide them. They should make sure they invite some of these friends home so that they know the kind of friendship their kids are making. Okay. Then also they should support them. Support them. It should help them to be able to talk about what they are going through, the difficulties, the challenges. And I met a lady who said, what hurt her so much is the mother telling her, "What born, what it hurt her so much."
Okay.
Saying that she couldn't even learn again. So you can imagine the statement, the words that come from her parents. So the child has a very big challenge that the father or the mother didn't know about, and so couldn't support them. So if you are open and we listen to our words, the students non-judgmentally, okay, we shouldn't judge them. The grades are not the best. You shouldn't judge them. Find out what is making them have that poor grade. Okay, so maybe she's having some challenges that is preventing him or her from learning or focusing or paying attention in class. Then they can tell you. Then when we come to the universities, the same way, because when I move from home, when a student move from home, and the parents are the lecturers and then the teachers here, and some students, of course, because some students are elderly and they can support us, they should also listen to us non-judgmentally.
Okay.
So sometimes people gossip about other students, and when we hear these students, we just take it as though it's the truth. So they say, "Oh, this student is then we just accept it. We don't even know why, because some students have very good reasons for smoking. And if you get to know it, then you help them to use other means to manage the purposes for which they are smoking than condemning them. When you condemn the human being has pride. And they will let pride take over them, and they will continue doing whatever they are doing.
Okay, interesting. But before we leave, what advice do you have for the general public and university students in general, but when it comes to mental health? What's your final word to them? And then also you can give us your contact information so our viewers who are watching can contact you if they want to get in touch.
Thank you very much, my brother. What I would tell the general public is that they should be supportive.
Okay.
When somebody begins to complain about their health, especially if you see when people are mentally sick or they are going to mental challenges, it is difficult for you to see. It is easy to see somebody with a bandaged head and empathize with that person. Then somebody tells you that I'm not feeling fine, when you can see physically that he's fine. His eyes are there, his ears are there, and he's walking normally. It is difficult to support them. But we should begin to understand that there is mental health challenges that people face that you can't see physically. They are the only people who can tell you that they are not well. Because it is dwelling within them. So when they tell you that, you shouldn't just brush it off. That or how are you the only person going through this? We are all going through the harsh economic crisis, but we are differently built. Some people can withstand the harsh economic crisis, others can't, and that they will fall. So we should support them. Secondly, students should make it a point to go for mental checkup.
Okay.
Yes, I'm championing this agenda that we should all go for mental checkup, because most of these severe mental conditions start gradually, like any medical condition. Kidney disease, they start gradually, and if you don't take it seriously, or you are not regular at checkup, you wouldn't even know that you are going to have a kidney failure. So in that same way, you should be able to check, so that if something is happening, by talking to the psychologist and then him assessing you, he can tell you or point out some red flags to you that, look, make friends, be careful with this, work on that, do this, so that you don't even end up having a mental health challenge. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumia. Your contact information so that anybody.
Yes, so you can reach me on 0244 86 8479. 0244 86 8479.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumi. We've been speaking to Mr. Eric Kumi, who is a clinical psychologist at the Trust Hospital and then also here at Heritage Christian University College, about mental health and its importance to university students and also to the general public. How important is it for all of us to be mentally strong and healthy? That is the discussion that we've had today. We've had so much insight. And so parents, we've been told that let's be supportive. The words that come from our mouth to our children should be something that will encourage our children, should be something that will push them up and bring them up and not to discourage them, because the words are so powerful as well. The university environment also should put in place some good measures, having a session for a clinical psychologist with students, like he rightly stated, to help to deal with all of these kind of situations on our various campuses. We say a very big thank you to Heritage Christian University College for always being behind us to bring to you Heritage in Focus. Heritage is located in Amasaman, behind the Olympic Stadium, offering Bachelor of Business Administration programs and then also Bachelor of Science programs, as well as so many other professional programs as well. You can call Heritage Christian University College on 055 106 6164, 055 102 6164, as well as 020 229 8399. My name is Janice Abbott. This is where we draw the curtains on this episode of Heritage in Focus. We'll be back again on your screens next week with another edition of Heritage in Focus.